And speaking of which, let's spare a thought for the staff manning these busy testing clinics. We all know the lines are out of control, but the testers want you to see just what gets thrown at them day in, day out, while they're working hard to keep us all safe.
Oh, look, you have your good days and bad days.
It's hard for our staff because this time 12 months ago, it was test everybody.
Every night on the news, we've seen these long lines of cars with frustrated and sometimes unwell people waiting to be tested. But behind the scenes, these healthcare staff have worked right through Christmas and New Year's, whether it's hot or pouring rain, and sometimes they get fed up too.
So they're the normals, that's our one priority, and I'll just get the other two back.
Rachel McFarlane is the disaster control manager for one of Sydney's biggest hospitals.
It'd be like gridlock, and there'd be someone back there bipping the horn, and it's like, where are you going? What's the rush? Because you're going home to isolate anyway.
She started the country's first drive-through testing clinic 2 years ago and says it's never been busier or more intense. How would you describe this situation as an emergency?
Oh, this has been really challenging actually. We've got staff literally becoming positive, and up until Omicron, we had never ever had a healthcare worker get infected at one of our clinics because there's no contact tracing now. You know, I've got nurses being called and close contacts and nurses being positive, and and we don't even know where they're getting it from.
But thankfully, some are still standing, like Nurse Karen.
You tend to think more about them and less about yourself, so that that helps forget about the extremes of the weather. How you're feeling in the PPE can get very uncomfortable, as you can imagine.
Moving from car to car adds up.
So one girl measured her steps and she did between 10 and 15 kilometres, so that's a lot of steps.
That's a long time on your feet.
It is, yeah, and it's not the best surface either. It's quite jagged and bumpy, so we get very tired feet by the end of the day.
Their only shelter, this shipping container.
Just got my berries and yogurt.
Inside, some clean scrubs, water, and a quick bite to eat before heading back out. Not everybody is kind to those on the front line.
We've seen it all already. We've heard it all. Everybody likes to think that they're special.
It's really hard for these guys. In the heat, they're wrapped in plastic, everything fogs, you can't see, and it's just exhausting. So,
and they'd be fed up too. I mean, it's one thing for the drivers that are coming through to get cranky, but I mean, you guys must have your moments as well.
Oh, definitely. And one of the traffic controllers just spoke to me this morning about some of the abuse that they've been copping off the drivers, and it's just like, look, we're all just trying to do our best. I think my staff need to be understanding, and I always say to my staff, guys, when you see these guys, they're not having a good day. They're not here because they're having a great day and they thought they'd come and get a COVID test. They're stressed, they're worried. Just make sure they cut that line at 11.
I will. I'm here, 8 minutes time.
Thank you. We used to know exactly how long it'd take us from the gate, depending on how many lanes we had. But what we're seeing with Omicron, instead of just one person coming, it's a family in a car.
You all right, mate?
Yeah, my eyes are...
It's a balancing act between getting the job done and getting it right.
So we need to make sure our lab is not overwhelmed. We've got a lot of staff that are off that are positive. We need to keep them safe and manage our staff fatigue. We're all tired. We've all been doing this for 2 years now.
I'll just get you to pull your mask down so it's over your mouth.
Is there an end in sight yet?
Not yet. I keep thinking there is. Like just before Omicron hit, I thought, and I even said to my kids yet again, I've got to stop talking to them because I'm like, okay, this Christmas is going to be good. Mum won't be on the phone and on the computer all the time. And then Omicron hit. It's just like, gosh, here we are again. I always say my kids and my colleagues' kids are the unsung heroes of this pandemic because they've lost their mum for 2 years, literally. This is not a one-man show. It's literally, as you can see, it's a cast of thousands that takes it to work, and that's not even the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, they're amazing, aren't they? And late this afternoon, the rules changed. You no longer need to queue for a PCR if you've had a positive rapid test. Hopefully that takes the pressure off a little bit. And we wouldn't be where we are today without our healthcare workers. So just say thank you and hope they keep up the good fight.